Alright, today we're looking at my 2001 Dodge Dakota, and this is a reasonably simple task and video here. And what I've discovered over the last couple days is that when I put on the right turn signal, it blinks real fast. And of course that's usually an indication of a bulb being out. So now we'll go ahead and see if we can figure out which bulb is out. Okay, so I've turned on the hazard flashers, which are flashing at the normal pace, and I've gone around the truck, and what I've discovered is that the second bulb here on the right side turn signal is the one that's out. Okay, so what it looks like needs to happen here first is there's two bolts behind the headlights here that hold on the assembly. There's one there and one lower down there, and those look like they're 10 millimeters. Okay, so there's one bolt underneath the turn signal here that's not real accessible on this side of the truck due to a very minor little fender bender that I had a number of years ago. You can see on this side, of course, it's easily accessible. Just put an extension and a socket on it. But on my truck, I'm going to have to kind of get behind there somehow to get that bolt off, because the bumper is pushed up a little bit and it's blocking the access to that bolt. You can kind of see it there. The head's below the bumper. Okay, so now that I've got this apart, I've realized that I want to take off this bulb, but this bracket is in the way. So I need to remove the headlight assembly from the turn signal assembly, and I think there's one little Torx 10 screw in there that needs to come out. And then I think this whole assembly will slide off the back here. You can kind of see there's some brackets and stuff there. So let's see if that works. Okay, so after some fiddling around, removing that screw, and then just jimmying with the headlight assembly, that was able to come off, and then I was able to pull the two bulbs out. Okay, so the bulb in question that I want to change is this one. But I think they're both the same, and these just pull out here. Of course, it's probably easier to do this with two hands, but okay, you can see here the bulb that I need to get is a 3157, and I may have one of these in my stash, so I'm gonna go look and see. And if I've got two, I'm just gonna replace both of these bulbs, since this was kind of a pain in the neck. Alright, I only had the one bulb, so I threw in the one bulb over here to replace the bad one, and you can see everything's working the way that it is. And just as a final test, I'm just checking the blinker operation here. Everything is working at normal speed, and the bulb, I assume, is working. Okay, reassembly is pretty simple. Just put the bulb sockets in and twist them, and of course you want to make sure you don't mix up which one is which. And then, of course, I got the rubber thing on there still. Now, slide the headlight bezel back on, and there's some sliders that mate with these things here. Just get that all lined up. Those snap into place, and then, of course this is in the way now, but put that screw back in if I can figure out where I put it. Okay, so now to reinsert this thing, and this is probably the thing that was giving me trouble when I pulled the headlight out. I didn't realize it is this little guide pin thing that helps seat the light, and that goes in here. And then there's another guide post on the turn signal, this thing, that goes in this hole, and of course this one's fixed. So this has kind of got to get lined up and kind of jimmied in there a little bit with some force, but not enough force to break anything. So here goes. Okay, so I get the three bolts in, The one here and here I started first to get things snugged up, and then I had the one back here that I had to kind of jimmy in. But everything is tight now, so the last couple things to do are to put the headlight bulb back in, and that's more a question of just kind of feeling it out and screwing it back in. Okay, just one last thing to do before wrapping up, and that is to put on this piece of trim here that goes over the light bezel, and that just kind of threads over these plastic bosses one at a time. And then there's a little plastic push pin that goes through the metal up here at the top. This is the plastic push pin, and then these two plungers that hold this thing down here. You can kind of just pull those down so it's tight. And I think that pretty much does it. Okay, so after some fiddling around here, I finally get the bulb all back in, the headlight bulb that is, and everything seems like it's in good shape here now.